Hey, so I just wanted to talk a little bit about demonolatry, working with demons in your craft, and my personal experience, and one of my favorite demons to work with, who I think is a very good beginner infernal, if you are open, okay? So I work with demons. I work frequently with Duke Boone. He can also be called Bime or Duchess Bune. I've worked with him for, let's see, 7 years now. Since I first called on him, he was one of my first demons that I called upon. He is incredible. He is a Grand Duke of Hell. He commands over 30 legions, okay, of spirits to do his bidding. He's incredible for any money magic, bringing in stability, bringing in opportunities. If you need help with speaking, public speaking, really working on your voice and expressing yourself. He's amazing for that. He's also amazing for any necromancy work, any mediumship. He does rule over the dead and can actually move bodies, okay? He's incredible. He really comes forward. When you start working with demons, first of all, you need to do deconstructing. You need to deconstruct the fear and the shame that the church, that society has railed into your bones, that calling upon these divine guides is what they are. They are spirit guides. They are ancient gods, okay, who have been, for no better word, demonized, okay? And the reason they try to teach you to fear them is so that you don't tap into their knowledge and so you don't grow. That is why. Once you tap into demonolatry, everything else will start to make sense. You'll realize all of the fear that they have put into you in order to stall your spiritual growth, okay? Calling on a demon, calling on an infernal, in my experience, is a very physical experience. It is very different from even calling on a goddess, even having the energy of an archangel there. It is more potent. It is more physical. You can physically feel them there. It is a spiritual experience that you will never forget the first time you call on an infernal and they answer. And I think that's why you really need to deconstruct the fear first, not because you're in danger. I mean, if you approach them being a fucking prick and doing weird fucking shit, okay, just wanting to demand them to do your bidding, that's where things can get weird. That's where you approach anything disrespectfully and you will get your ass fucking kicked. And so you need to deconstruct that fear because the experience can be so potent that it can scare you and it could send you into psychosis, okay? And I'm just being for real, and that's not because they're evil. Again, that is just because the experience can be so potent. Okay, when I first called upon my first demon, I actually did it through goetic path working. This is a great way to start working with the infernal. Let's see. I believe it was Boone. That was one of my first, but in here, he's called Bime. But that is Duke Boone. And he was one of my first experiences. So this book kind of walks you through every step of calling upon the demon. They give you visualizations and you like blow on the sigil to charge it. And each time you do the visualization, the demon gets closer and you physically feel them there. So that was the first way I started contacting them. And I had deconstructed my fear. Okay, I was raised Mormon. I was a wild child, so I just never, that religion is just not my thing. It's never been my thing. I came out of the womb protesting. Okay, so there wasn't a lot to deconstruct except for the fear. For me, there was a fear of the unknown, of what goes bump in the night. But by this time that I had contacted him, my mediumship was already online, so I was already experiencing spirits and I was already ready. And it was so different than what I thought it would be. It was so potent. I could feel him literally like on my back. Like I could feel his presence so intensely. And it was so calm. And it was so grounding. It was heavy, but in like a fatherly way. It was really beautiful. And I believe I got emotional because it was just such a powerful experience. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, this is not what I thought it was in the best way. This is beautiful. And then there's been other times that I've done work with demons and I have gotten scared, not of calling on the demon I'm calling on, but there was one time I was working with Duke Boone and I got scared. I looked behind me and I was like, is there something behind me? And in my mind, it's almost like Duke Boone was telling me, like, what are you scared of? You're calling on a demon right now. Like, what else could be behind you? What's making you nervous? And it's like he's helped me deconstruct my own fear with the other side, with other entities. He's helped me learn how to fiercely protect myself in the spiritual realm. He's taught me a lot of things, okay? Another great book on working with demons is The Complete Book of Demonolatry by S. Connolly. This is literally, she has so many books. I have her audiobooks. She's all you need. She's all you need. You want to work with the infernal? She's all you need, okay? And it's in a very respectful way. I personally I don't bind demons to do my bidding. I don't do the whole Solomon's thing. I don't. No judgment if you do. I just personally find it rude. I find it rude. I know, you do you. But I would rather work with entities in a mutually beneficial way. Okay, so now I no longer do the goetic path working. I now, when I call upon, let's say I'm calling upon Duke Boone, he has an altar out on my altar. He's a part of my altar by my goddesses. He sits by Lilith. I also do work with Lilith, and to some, she is considered a demon queen, but she's so much more multifaceted than that. But her energy is very intense. She shows up in sleep paralysis often for me. I'll hear her scream, shrill, and it spooks me to my bones, but I love her and she's my mother. So I'm like, there's mommy. So when I call on Duke Boone now, when I want to ask for help with something, okay, like let's say I need money. Say I need more money. Your girl's broke. She's got bills to pay, okay, and she's a single mom and she's stressing. Okay, so I will write a petition asking Duke Boone, Grand Duke of Hell, I honor you and I humbly come to you with a request if you can help me. I request that more money flows freely into my life, that I find more stability, that the opportunities that will bring me the most abundance open up to me, that you guide me to the spaces where I will reach this most abundant future. Will you push me to change what's needed to change in order to get there, okay? And I'll be specific. I'll be like, I need $500 by the end of the month, okay? Like, I will make it specific. I will write the petition. I will have offerings for him, okay? Oranges. I will bring him cinnamon. I don't drink, so I personally don't offer alcohol because I'm not to the point. I'm solid, but I just still don't trust myself to have like a bottle of whiskey in the house, okay? So I don't do that. But I will give him darker sodas, chocolate, okay, different things like that, chocolate covered raspberries, okay, coins. He loves coins. I will stare at his sigil and I will do his N's. So every demon has an N that you can say out loud in the demonic tongue, okay? Duke Boone's is well, Milan, Avaj, Boone, Tasa. Okay, and I will say that over and over and over again until I'm in a trance state. The sigil will start moving, start doing things. That's when you know it's ready, and I will feel Duke Boone arrive. And I say, Duke Boone, please accept this offering for this connection I'm having with you. Thank you for being here. And so it's not always that formal. Sometimes I'll be like, hi, it's me again. Thank you so much. I love you. He's beautiful. He's such a beautiful demon, and he's very patient. He's very kind. He's very gentle. He also is gender fluid, so he has a female form that he will appear in as Duchess Boone. I've only seen her once during ritual, and she appeared behind me. My eyes were shut, but I saw her behind me. She was gorgeous, dressed in like this most gorgeous dress, rich luxury, okay? She had dark hair, and she was just adorned with jewelry, and she put a crown on my head. It was really beautiful. It was so, yeah. Duke Boone's just amazing. He's definitely beginner friendly, but of course, you're reaching out to an infernal, okay? You need to be respectful, because I do not take responsibility if you call upon an infernal. Don't get me wrong, they could fuck you up, okay? But again, so can an archangel. They were turning people into pillars of salt, right? I will have his offering. I will read my petition to him. And then I will say, and then once you bring me what I am asking for, I will give you the rest of your offering, okay? And so you'll have another offering that you will give him once whatever you asked for comes in, Okay. And then if it doesn't come in, you can always reach back out and say, maybe there's things in my own life I need to adjust. But I would wait at least like 28 days if your petition isn't fulfilled by then. And then I will give him his other offering. Okay. This video is actually my second half of his offering after he brought me what I needed. Okay. Working with demons is fast. The results come in so fast. If you are ready, if you are prepared, if you are truly willing to do the work to get what you want, if you are in a place where you are prepared to get what you want, it happens fast. Okay. Quick as fuck. It's just incredible. Duke Boone also has a book. This is like the only book I could find on him, but I really enjoyed this. It's a really quick read. It is The Little Book of Boone by Anne O'Donoghue. It's great. She has all the information, all of his history, all of the different versions of him throughout history, mythology, whatever. It's great. Again, the complete book of demonolatry and Goetic Path Working. This one's by Corwin Hargrove. It's a great one. Anyways, demons aren't what you think they are. When you connect with them, it's incredible. It is life-changing. The knowledge they will literally... Okay. Once I got back, I fell off for a little bit, and then I got back into it, connecting back with Duke Boone and just all of my goddesses in general, and I was given spell work that I have been dreaming of since I was a little kid. I didn't know this shit actually existed, and it fell into my lap, and I truly believe Duke Boone was behind it. Okay. Anyways, that's my experience with demons. They are incredible. They, again, are life-changing, but do at your own risk. If you approach something disrespectfully, don't be surprised when your head gets eaten off. Okay. Thank you. Love you. Bye.